notice underneath the chords, you have the function, which is the number 4 Roman, which tells you that it's built on step 4, and the inversion abbreviation, which is 6/5. All right? Yeah, that represents the distance between the fundamental and 2 other notes. 6/5. That's a key. So now, continuing second inversion. Abbreviation is 4/3. The third inversion. Abbreviated as 2. Instead of measuring all the intervals like 2, 4, and 3, and 6, they put only the relevant number. When you say a 2, a 7th chord in 2, it means that there's a second at the bottom. So you know that's third inversion. And the way musicians learn this, it was a very good exercise that they gave us. This might interest you, Mike. So root position, we're talking about 7th chords. Very, very easy to remember. We know that the triads are a little more difficult because you have to remember 5/3, 6/3, 6/4. Sometimes they teach us 5/3, 6, or 6/4. Well, with the 7th chords, it's extremely easy. Root position is 7. They don't put 5/3. All you need to know that it's 7. That means it's root position. Then you have first inversion, second, and third inversion. 6/5, 4/3, 2. What do you notice this with these numbers, Lois?
They descend.
So, how easy can it be to remember? 7, 6/5, 4/3, 2. This is the code for root, first, second, and third inversion with 7 chords. This is much easier to remember than 5/3, 6/3, 6/4. So, students say, oh yeah, I know, for a root position, 7. Instead of saying 7, 5, 3, because that defines the relationship between do, mi, do, sol, do, si. But what's important is these are the ones that define the first inversion, second inversion, third inversion. When you say a 2, that means the bottom note, the bass note, must have a second right on top. Right? So this is a very easy way to remember. 7, 6/5, 4/3, 2. And only the ones in the middle have 2 numbers, if you notice this. And the extremes have only 1 number. Easy, right? Only if we had more time to study this. But kids take a long time to do this. It takes at least a year.
It's almost like a cue or a code for
Yeah.
the rest of it.
Exactly. Because if you see 7, you don't need to say 7, 5, 3. It's a given that it's going to be 7, the 7, and the rest is 5 and 3. So we operate with shortcuts. Musicians are experts in shortcuts. Mike knows this, right? Everything we do is code. Everything as simple as we can. When jazz musicians put a 0, that means diminished. We put a minus, it means diminished. But we all try to simplify because there's so many layers of information that have to do with rhythm. And then there comes the interpretation. How do you play that? So all this is only engineering stuff. This is not music yet. It's music when you do this. You forgive me. The bottom line is pitch, sound is only part of the big puzzle of what music is. You have rhythm, you have duration, you have timbre, orchestration, instruments, intensity, loud, soft. So this is one of the most important bricks, the fundamentals of music, pitch. And ear training teaches you how to understand relationship between sounds. It's much easier to understand long, short, long, short, long, long, short, short, long, short, short, long, which is another course. But it's much easier to master that than to master this. Because this is the key to understanding tonality, harmonies, modulation, anything. What we're doing here. So let's wrap it up with page 51. We're doing the major chord with a minor 7, which is called the dominant chord. Page 51. Sol, si, re, fa, fa, re, si, sol. Close, open. 6/5. Si, re, fa, sol, sol, fa, re, si. Si, re, fa, sol, sol, fa, re, si. Close. 5, 6, 5. And then open. Turn. Second inversion. And also pull the dominant. Re, fa, sol, si, si, sol, fa, re. Close. And the third inversion, abbreviated as S2. You hear the 2 here. Fa, sol, si, re, si, sol, fa. Now comes the minor chord with a minor 7. This is a minor chord. This is a minor 7. Re, fa, la, do, do, la, fa, re. Very soft chord. First inversion. 6/5. Jazz musicians call this the minor chord with a sixth, the major chord with a sixth. But in reality, this is a major chord, and jazz musicians say, well, I just added, or pop musicians, they say, oh, I just added a sixth. But in reality, it's a minor chord with a minor 7. But for the intents and purposes of pop music, you play it. You're not, because that note is not really making the chord minor. That's a traveling note. That's just an ornament. So there's another thing you have to do. Is the note part of the structure, or it's just an embellishment? Verses. This is different than, so they're just, when they're in pop music, they say, oh, it's a major chord with a little sixth on top. So that's part of the semantics of music, and how do you define a chord based on what the function of the notes are in the phrasing. There could be notes that are just ornaments, and we will not call these chromatic chords. We're just, it's not really part of C major, it's just a traveling note, like a little cloud in the sky. That little chromatic note. We're not going to say, oh, that's a minor chord now. No, that's just a traveling note. That's kind of like a Ravel thing or Debussy. So that's very complex, but it starts with the fundamentals. So, did I do the right thing? Oh, we're doing the minor chord with a minor 7, page 53. In 4/3, second inversion, page 54. Page 54. Are you on page 54? Yeah. I know. I'm gonna get it. Ready? Page 54. La, do, re, fa, fa, re, do, la. Listen, close, open. And third inversion, 2. Do, re, fa, fa, re, do. Alright, let's turn the pages. This is the famous Wagner chord, page 59, the diminished chord, 59. This chord, the diminished chord with a minor 7, diminished, and there's the minor 7, together, diminished, is also called in classical music a dominant 9th without the fundamental. So let's sing this diminished chord with a minor 7. It's only on step 7. C, re, fa, re, C. It's called the Wagner chord. First inversion. Re, fa, si, si, fa, re. Next page, please. Second inversion in 4/3. And third inversion 2 again. You hear it, the minor second. La, si, re, fa, fa, re, si, la. chords, which are coming right here. That's the theory, as you see on page 62, 63. It shows you the structure and the possible combinations of the sandwich. Major third, minor third, and it explains to you on page 63, if you notice, what each chord is made of, the internal structures of each of the ninth chord, 5 notes. It's made either with major, minor, thirds. Did you see this?
Yeah.
So it's all made with major and minor thirds. That's the key to chords. So today we took a big leap forward to understand.
The reason that would happen is.
Pardon me?
The reason that's happening is you just have the scale.
Right.
You're just using a regular major scale.
That's right. Well, you can use any scale, you're gonna have the same thing. And we can go into that
Yeah,
conversation.
well, that's what I mean, a major scale.
Even with a minor scale, it's the same thing.
So
That's
you're
what,
only gonna have major and minor then.
the same thing applies in any scale, major or minor. The
Yeah.
structures do not change, it's the functions that change. We'll look at that next time. So, part 7, building 5, ninth chords in root position only. So there's no inversions because it's not necessary at this level in the major natural mode. So let's listen to the thirds as they're layered only with the 7 notes of the C major scale. For a jazz band, then the major chord with a major 7 and a major 9, but on step 4. Look how rich this is when you open up. Now you can hear the saxes, the trombones, and all that on top. Then the major chord with a minor 7 and the major 9, also known as the dominant 9-7, probably the most popular chord in the family of ninth chords. So, si, re, fa, re, si, sol. Then the minor chord with a minor 7 and a major 9 at bar 19. Pardon me, at bar 19.
Yeah.
Are you with me? Right here. We're at bar 19.
Right.
I'm sorry. Ready? So, re, fa, la, 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 re, re, fa, la, la, re. Then the minor chord with a minor 7 and a major 9. I'm using the same 7 notes of C major. La, do, mi, sol, si, si, sol, mi, do, la. Now this is an interesting chord. The structure changed. We're going to have a minor 9 instead of a major 9. Minor chord with a minor 7 and minor 9. Listen to the chord. Can you hear the ouch? Mi, sol, si, sol, mi. And then the last chord is a diminished chord with a minor 7 and a minor 9. Si, re, fa, la, la, re, si. And then you close with do, si, do. So we traveled in the world of combining the 7 sounds. We did not travel with one chord in all 30 tonalities, which is another adventure of a workshop. So what we did here, we said we're just gonna stay in the solar system of Do major natural, and we're gonna see what can we do with these 7 planets, with these 7 notes. And that's all we did. And you see what a universe it is just to work in combinations of scales. 1, intervals 2 notes, triads 3 notes, where the third, major and minor are the building blocks, then 7th chords, 9th chords. So remember, the minor and the major second are building blocks for melodies. The thirds are the building blocks for chords, whether you can define them against the root with fifths and other things. And then the fifths, the perfect fifth, is the building block for all the notes. The melodic order is not the real order. That comes from the world of acoustics, which is, that gives us the overtone. Where the perfect fifth is the interval that we use to build our artificial, well-tempered scale. Any questions or comments for that matter? You can tell me. What do you think about this course, John?
It's a lot of information for me right now.
You can handle it. Mike, what do you think about this?
Well, it helps explain some of the different notations I've seen
Yeah.
and why they're different. And I always reference everything back to, Great American Songbook and jazz approach, but
It doesn't have to be
helps.
it doesn't have to be a pedagogical war. It's just another way of doing it.
Now I can see the linkages.
The linkages, that's exactly what we try to do. So let me ask Lois, what do you think about this workshop and everything here?
I love it.
You love it. That's it. And you're a mathematician.
Well, sort of. I'm a few other things too, but,
Pardon me?
I'm a few other things too, but that's what I was hired on today. So
But do tell, what else do you do or what do you
whatever comes along,
do? Okay, I got you.
learn everywhere I can.
Well, you're a very good student, I can see that. Well, Masami, tell us your opinion. What do you think about this?
Interesting. I got so much stuff with conversion because Celestas made me do that. Invert, and I had to do all the homework.
No, it's a little bit of practice.
Never got easy, and think, So.
Well, what I can add is this. All these lessons that you see here, for your benefit and for the benefit of many children around the world, young people, they're available online in real time. And the address for this is written somewhere right here, I think. It should be right here someplace. I thought I put it.
Musicforfree.net or something?
Yeah, no.
It's on your card.
Did you find it over
Oh,
there?
it's on your card.
Oh, it's on my card. Did I give you my card? Who didn't I give a card yet? I want to
Yeah,
give you.
I have,
Yeah,
I got this
yeah.
one, man.
You have my card?
Yeah.
At the bottom of the card, you're gonna see a web channel called YouTube.com. You can write that down.
Learn music for free.
I learn music for free.
Mine doesn't have an I. I'm just kidding.
He's very funny.
Thank you.
The difference between number one and everybody else is the detail. That's the difference.
I don't know what that means, David.
Okay, because you're already number one. Okay, so
No.
I'll give you my card. So when you go to this channel, all 32 lessons are recorded in real time. So you can open up, let's say I want to do only triads in C major today. You go to lesson one, pardon me?
You have it indexed.
I hope so, yes. If you don't organize yourself inside here, you cannot do anything on the outside. So the channel is called, according with my son's help when he was 10 years old, he said, "Daddy, don't make it complicated, tell him what you do." And I said, "Okay, I learn music." And I said, "Oh, it's free." Then I learn music for free. And then he said, "Don't put for free, put number 4 so you can see it from far away." So because of my son Jacob, thank you Jacob, I put 4. So the channel is .com/I learn music for free. And over there you have all 32 lessons, pardon me?
I could not open it.
You could not open it. How can you not open it?
Oh, she
Well,
tried to
and
get
I'm not on here, but on my computer.
Well, then you have to talk to your computer.
Well-
Where is the thing with the link?
Okay, so you have.
No, but I have the signature here. Look, I learn music for free. This is where I have over 600 lessons there that you can open. So circle this. Oh, this is what you need to do.
Okay.
Maybe some of the copy the links for the videos did not work, but this works. It's been there for 10 years, that website, that channel. So you have over 600 lessons that have to do with these 32 lessons, Each one is chopped up in 14
I think
parts.
I was going here and you have an N in there, free.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought, okay.
That's a typo.
So then I took that out.
You know what? You're good for editing. You could be my editor because I gave this to somebody to read it and they didn't catch it. Yeah, free. Obviously, yeah.
I took that out and then
Yeah.
I still couldn't get through.
So
But
this
anyway,
this is
okay.
your So I learned music for free. So who didn't get the card? I think I have a couple of cards.
You have a business card?
Yeah, yeah. You
I
had
had one from
You had
previous.
one. I didn't ask Steve. What do you think about this? Go ahead.
I said put up the chairs, we're not done.
No, sit down 2 more seconds. Student,
Oh, okay.
student John. The bell didn't ring. And I told this, did I give you my
I've
card?
got 2 cards.
You got, one you have?
Because
Last
you
time
gave
I
it to
saw
me,
on the radio,
you
you were
gave it
handing
to
out
me
a lot
twice
of
and I
business
kept
cards.
Don't give them back to you, so no, I'm kidding.
I
No,
know.
I could, they're.
Yeah, so you have the address right here at the bottom. So the best thing to do, wherever you are, you open up lesson 1 and you want to do triads.
I know, you forgot the word music class. I learned music.
You know what? How about I say this now so I can give you a sticker? I did that on purpose. I wanted to see who's gonna get the big prize.
Sure you did.
Right. Well, you know what? The brain thinks it in its own way, and in order to regulate the brain, and I'm not a neuroscientist, you have to make a great effort to bring yourself into a certain rhythm and focus. Because if you work at the level of your brain, which sometimes jumps all over the place, you make mistakes like that. So that's my big battle, to try to bring myself and align myself in andante adagio, not everything presto prestissimo, which means very, very fast in Italian. So, pardon me? Adagio first. I like that. So what did you think about this workshop?
Very interesting, I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I think you're just wonderful people. Thank you for bearing with me. I hope I didn't rush you too much, or I took you in directions that were maybe uninteresting or maybe boring.
Pretty good. I like it.
All right, so why don't we communicate by email who can come next week and we'll continue. I'd like you to try to work on the website, open up the website. The lesson flows with the musical exercise. It's recorded on a beautiful Bösendorfer piano. So if you have good speakers, put the lesson, whatever part you take. You don't have to do all 7 parts, but I would work, let's say, only with intervals. And it's done in a adagio way, very nice, patient, intervals, you hear. And then you sing do, so, and the whole book flows with a special little thing that moves so it can show you exactly where you are. And I think you'll enjoy that as a helper, as an aid, instead of you going to a piano. So you can take this if you're sitting somewhere at a coffee shop, relaxing. You open up your phone or iPad, you press I Learn Music for Free, lesson 1, and then you see in each lesson there's a package called playlist. So all 14 parts are part of the package. So when you open playlist for lesson 1, you have all 14 parts. Theory, part 1. Theory, part 2, exercises. So you go to part 4, practice. And it starts exactly what you have in your book. Do, mi, so, mi, or the intervals. Do, mi, do, and all that stuff. So,
Now, you say there are more manuals?
there's 32 manuals like this. So exactly what we do here, just to close it up. So give me a random scale instead of do and la minor. Give me another scale.
A major.
A major. So I will do this. La. Okay, it's la. It's la. I would open up in la, right? Then I do my scale. La, si, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, si, fa, mi, re, do, si, la. By the way, sharps and flats do not need to be mentioned when you sing fast. They can be intimated through sound. So if you want to be very didactic and pedantic, you go la, si, do, sharp, re, mi, fa, sharp, sol, sharp, la. If it's a beginner, you should do with the names of the sharps to wire your brain. Advanced musicians can go la, si, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. It's obvious it's C sharp. So then I would do la, si, la, do, la, re, la, mi, la, fa, sharp, la, sol, sharp, la, la. But I don't want to, when I do it fast, I intimate the sharps and the flats. And I would do the warm-up. La, si, la, do, la, re, la, mi, la, fa, la, sol, la, la. Then I would go to the intervals, the unison, and then the minor seconds. Where are the minor seconds? Right? Step 3. 7. On 3 and 7. Then the major second. only step one. So the structure is identical in all 32 lessons, but you're now in the solar system of A major. And by mastering C major and A minor, that's the prototype for all the other scales. To show you something that makes it very logical and simple is this. That's gonna be for you. So, you have Do major, right, and A minor. You know, capitalized, ladies, capitalized means major, this means minor. So I don't have to write the word major and the word minor. Makes it simple, right? All right, stay there. So, these are the prototypes. You go up, 1 sharp, 2 sharp, 3 sharps, 4 sharps, 5 sharps, 6 sharps, 7 sharps, right? These are the sharps. This is going up in perfect fifths. This is going down in perfect fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have Fa, Si, Mi, La, Re, Sol, Do, right? With the minor relatives, right? And these are going up is Sol, Re, La, Si, Sol, Re, La, Mi, Si, Fa sharp, and Do sharp, right? With the minor relatives. That's how you have 30 scales. You have 2 here. You have 7 plus 7, right? The major with the relatives, and 7 plus 7 with flats with the major and minor relatives. Did you understand that? So basically on the piano it will be like this. So this is Do, Re, Mi, Fa. So you have the same thing on Do and La. 1 sharp, G major. 2 sharps, D or Re. 3 sharps, La. 4 sharps, 5 sharps, 6 sharps. We're moving it down. So here are the 7. 1 sharp, 2 sharps. These are the names of the keys, right? Sol major, Re major, La major, Mi major, C major, Fa sharp major, Do sharp major, going up, right? And all with the minor relatives, right? The same thing goes down. We'll start high so I can finish here. So Do, Fa, Si flat, E flat, La flat, Re flat, Sol flat, Do flat, 7 flats. 1 flat, 2 flats, 3 flats, 4 flats, 5 flats, 6 flats, 7 sharp, plus the minor. So you have 7 plus 7, 7 plus 7, 28, plus the 2 prototypes, 30 scales. That's the galaxy of the tonal system. And once you have this big picture, you do not use movable Do because that's very confusing. Basically, movable Do means the function. So you would say Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. The numbers represent the importance of the note. The king is always 1, the tonic, the sun. The fifth represents the dominant, the relationship. So the numbers represent the function. By using the Do, Re, Mi movable Do, it was introduced about 100 years ago by very good musicians and theoreticians in America. Dan Rush in New York, who was a teacher at the Juilliard school and all that. It was intended for young people that who cannot understand all these complex structures. But the Europeans and the Germans and everybody else in the world says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And at Juilliard and some of the big schools, they do not even allow you to sing with movable Do. You have to sing only with fixed Do. But they're compatible as long as you understand what's going on. It's not like one negates the other. But classical music training is done with Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, Sol, La, Si, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Diez. I say Diez because we use the French word for sharp, Diez, and bemol. Mi sharp and flat. So Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, Sol, La, Si, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do, Re, La, Si, Do, Re, Mi. And also when you get a piece of music, you're able to read any piece of music, whether it's Beethoven, Paul McCartney, or anybody, sight read in whatever it is. So the importance of this is only if it's used in part with sight reading. It's like reading books. If I teach you how to read and write, but you don't read books, it has no value. So this is only a tool to use to develop your ear to some exercises, but if you, when you play music, you should be able to read. And you have to solfege this. La, sol, fa, re, mi, re, si, sol, la, si, fa, re, mi, re, si, sol, la, si, fa, re, mi, re, si, sol. So European musicians, and mostly around the world, when they learn how to play the piano, they read the notes, they sing the notes. And that becomes kind of a holistic approach to learning music, to seeing, hearing, and singing. Because without singing, it doesn't come from your heart. So even if you're a famous sax player or whatever instrument you play, when they get into the music and you play, the music comes, you hear them humming it. It's not just pushing the notes and all that. So with that, I think we made a full circle. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if anybody has any more questions or something, I'm gonna pack up. Thank you, Mike. Do you know how to get out?
Yeah, just work my way back around.
Yeah.
Mike, you work with Tom O'Neill by chance?
No,
You know who he is?
no.
Oh, he's a physicist. Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much. I'll see you around. Did you take all your manuals and all that?
Yeah.
Good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, one second, let's slow.
Oh, wait, somebody's pencil,
Thank you.
is that yours?
Oh, that's not good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you liked it. What was the most interesting thing for you?
Container full.
This would be super for marketing music.
With the singing?
Yeah, yeah.
When
I got about 6 more than
Well,
I have to give
you'll
them
see
all.
that it's gonna improve everything, the way you hear music, the way you understand, because music is very mathematical, it's not very complicated, but someone has to show you. It's like, if I wanna learn Japanese, I say it's impossible, it's not impossible. You teach it to a 5-year-old child, right, or whatever language, but somebody has to show you the right letters and all that.
I got a test with Staples.
Thank you.
and obviously-
Thank you so much, I'm so happy that we were able to
Yeah,
connect.
thank you for your interest for redoing the first part.
It's okay.
Take them home, try them out.
Yeah.
pick
Thank
the
you
ones
very
I
much,
like,
and go
pick the
online
ones I
to
like.
see how it looks, and this way it's gonna make it easier. You're gonna work with the one online, you have the
Yes.
exercises there.
I
I'll
should.
bring more.
Thank you so much.
I'll bring them
Do you
home.
need help to get out?
No, I'm okay. I
You
just-
okay?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So, yes, please.
Which
Let me put my glasses on.
This,
What did you do?
I was looking at
One
this,
second, gotta
and
put my
today,
glasses. Yes, my son.
today,
Yes.
I thought, I didn't know whether I should pay you that much to get everything, or what. And, so you're not doing that anymore.
I do that.
Well, because, okay, I gave you 30 last time, to Fran, and then
Okay, so what
I
we can
gave you
do?
50 now.
Yes, so what we can do, okay,
So I don't know what, because see,
I
I'm a
understand.
very slow